something, a food that perhaps that you ate when you were a kid. When's the last time you even ate or thought about eating a pimento cheese sandwich? Do you remember those? They take me back to the days when I was a kid. I used to eat them all the time. But today we've got them on our mind here in the Stone Creek Kitchen with Chef Michael Christensen of Del Frisco's Grille, because he's going to show us how to make pimento cheese fritters. So basically we're going to take all the goodness of a pimento cheese sandwich and make it into a fried little yum.
That's what we're going to do.
Welcome
You got
to the
it.
show. It's good to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's talk about some of the primary ingredients that we would need to make these.
Of course, the cheese is the main ingredient. You've got cream cheese, sharp cheddar cheese, mozzarella cheese, pepper jack cheese, and then the sweet peppers, the pimentos, and we've got mayonnaise, kosher salt, some coriander, a little bit of cayenne pepper.
Is that panko we're using, or breadcrumbs?
Yeah, this is panko breadcrumbs.
Okay.
And then a little bit of garlic powder.
I like the panko flakes. For some reason, it always tastes just lighter.
Makes it crispier.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
These will actually be in the actual mix, and then we also use panko breadcrumbs to bread the outside of the fritter when we get ready to fry it.
Well, fantastic. Put me to work. Let's do it.
Okay. Well, let's start by we're going to add all these ingredients, all the goodness and the cheeses.
Now,
and
where'd this recipe come from? When you guys were developing your menu, why'd you think we have a pimento cheese sandwich? We've got to like kick it up a notch.
Well, you know, pimentos have become very popular, and we thought that it would be a great thing to put together a fritter with the pimentos.
Want me to put these in?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we worked on it for a while, and think we've come up with a terrific recipe.
Well, I am sure anything that has even one type of cheese, I'm a huge fan of. It happens to be one of my favorite foods, like, on the planet.
Me too. Okay. Garlic powder.
I'll be your sous
Cayenne.
and kind of clean things up for you. How's that?
Thank you.
Give it workspace.
Coriander.
Coriander. That's an unexpected twist.
Kosher salt.
All right.
And just a little bit of mayonnaise.
Now, when we're making these at home, are there any little kind of snafus where you're like, oh, Steph, if you don't do this, they're going to turn out not so great?
Well, you want to make sure that your oil is at 350 degrees to fry.
Okay, so that's, we've got to have that prepped and ready.
Make sure you're good to go with your oil. And then also, you definitely need to make sure that you freeze these before you try to bread them.
Oh,
so we'll form it, we'll mix them, we'll form them, then we're going to put them in the freezer.
Want me to mix this up a little?
Yeah, and then we'll get the breading.
Okay. What are you looking for? This?
Yep, there it is. Thank you.
Just holler at me. Stephanie, what are you doing with my stuff?
Okay, just going to give this a good mix.
All right. Look at all that color in there, too. Now, let's go back to the restaurant and tell me about where you're located at. I know you're new in the Valley, and kind of what you're all about.
Okay, well, we are at 24th and Camelback in the Esplanade, and we're in the old Houston's building.
Right.
And we've got 2 stories. We've got a beautiful sun deck that overlooks the mountains. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous, and we've got.
Is this your only location, or you guys have other places in the country?
We do. We've got one in New York, down in Manhattan, and we've also got one in Dallas.
Tell me you've been able to go to the one in New York.
I have.
You know
I've
what?
been out there.
I've never been to New York in my entire life.
You're kidding me.
No, everybody says that, but I don't know why it's so surprising.
Well, it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous building, and yeah, we're real proud of our new concept.
That's awesome. Okay, so
now at home when you do this, you may want to use a KitchenAid mixer. You're going to get a better mix with it.
Perfect. And it's not going to make those red pepper stew mushy? If we
Well, you know, that's all right. It's all going to incorporate flavors.
Okay.
Once you get a good mix, you're going to form it into balls.
Okay.
And then you're going to put the balls in the freezer.
Got it.
If you want to
got
grab
some?
those
Sure.
out of the freezer.
Okay. I think I just dropped a piece of my equipment here. In the freezer or the fridge? Did you put them in the fridge?
Here they are.
There they are.
In the fridge.
All right.
Okay, and once you get them frozen, you're going to bread them. It's going to be an egg wash, seasoned flour, and panko breadcrumb mixture. And you're going to do that twice to get a good mix on them.
Nice, good mix.
Yep. Then you're just going to go in the fryer.
And I bet that's a quick process right there. You don't want them in there too long?
It's a couple of minutes, but typically they will float when they're ready.
All right. So we kind of sit and wait for those things to float, but ultimately this is what they're going to look like. We're going to top them with this. Are these chopped up chives?
Parsley.
Parsley. Those look
Yep.
the same to me.
Well,
What do you have
Depends on
coming
how
up?
small you chop 'em.
What do you have coming up for us in the next segment?
We're going to do some Ahi Tuna. We're going to show you a couple different preparations. We've got a steak that you can do, and we've also got a salad we're going to put together.
That sounds delish. Friday lunch is served. Thank you so much, and we'll have you stick around. I'll let you wait for those
Thank
to
you.
float to the top because I want to try one. Well, you don't have to resort to ponytails and hats to cover up your summer hair dilemmas. Coming up next, we're going to share some